Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Natasya Ramadhani. I'm from the Electro Engineering Department, State Politeknik of Sriwijaya. I study in the cooperation class with Garuda Maintenance Facility, AeroAsia, the Electrical Avionic program. Today, I'm going to present to you about the resolver and cell materials. So, have yourself comfortable and enjoy the video! The resolver and cell are some of the important things to learn in the electronic fundamental lesson. The resolver is included in the servomechanism components, and this can help us to understand a lot deeper about servomechanism. Meanwhile, the cell has a pivotal role in learning the electronic fundamental lesson, because the cell is the first thing that we should know to understand more about the DC source of electricity. Both resolver and cell work together in the electric motor system. In order to comprehend the resolver and cell, we have to acknowledge the concept, mechanism, and usage of these items. To begin with, the first concept of a resolver we should know is that a resolver is a type of rotary electrical transformer used for measuring degrees of rotation. While a resolver is electrically very similar to a transformer, it is mechanically more like a motor. A resolver also acts as a feedback sensor of the servomechanism system. The resolver consists of a stationary part called a stator, a revolving part called a rotor, and a motor shaft. Moreover, a resolver has two primary windings and two secondary windings oriented at 90 degrees to each other. The primary winding in a resolver can be physically rotated with respect to the secondary windings. For this reason, the primary winding is called the rotor, and the secondary windings, which are fixed, are called stators. The rotor has a pair of winding called reference winding or primary winding. The rotor is located in the stator and attached to the motor shaft. On the other hand, the stator has a pair of winding known as exciting winding in it. Other than exciting winding, the stator also has sine and cosine winding, which acts as the measuring tool to measure the rotor relative angle towards the stator. In other words, sine and cosine windings, also called as measuring winding or secondary winding. The sine winding is in a vertical position, while the cosine winding is in a horizontal position. In addition, the way a resolver works is related to the angular movement of the rotor towards the stator. The rotor, which is given the AC sine voltage, is connected to the stator and works like a transformer. In other words, the primary winding is attached to the secondary winding, then works together and forms a sort of function like a transformer. This phenomenon could happen if the input voltage is being processed by the sine and cosine winding. The sine and cosine winding will work when the position of the rotor's angle towards the stator is changing. For instance, when the rotor position is in the right angle of the stator, the output voltage will be zero. This happens because the angular position of the rotor towards the stator is in normal or regular condition and it doesn't affect anything to the output voltage. However, when the rotor's angle is in a parallel position, the output voltage will be at maximum. This could happen because the angular position of the rotor is changing, and because of that, the resolver generates, in this case, a maximum output voltage. In order to know the output voltage and the wave it produced, the resolver is connected to the oscilloscope. This rotary electromechanical device, or known as the resolver, provides an output that is a trigonometric function of its input. On the oscilloscope screen, we can see three waves that indicate exciting voltage, sine measuring voltage, and cosine measuring voltage respectively. Therefore, these waves' amplitudes depend on the angular position of the rotor. After knowing the concept and the mechanism of a resolver, the usage of a resolver will be discussed. A resolver is used to convert polar coordinates into Cartesian coordinates and vice versa. Polar coordinates are the statement of position by a distance and an angle. In contrast, the Cartesian coordinates are the statement of position by x and y coordinates. The conversion result from polar to Cartesian is called resolution, while the conversion result from Cartesian to polar is called composition. Unlike encoder, resolver has no electric components, so it is more resistant against vibrations, radiations, and contaminants. Moreover, it can provide reliable, accurate feedback, works safely within a wide range of temperatures, and environmentally resistant. Because of that, not only it is used to convert the polar and Cartesian coordinates, but it also can be used in a variety of applications, such as an inertial navigation reference unit like gyro or compass, an automatic direction finder or ADF, an omnidirectional range system, distance measuring equipment or DME, cockpit indicators, and landing gear positioning and control. Since we have already known about resolver, the concept and mechanism of the cell will be explained thoroughly. A cell is a device that transforms chemical energy into electrical energy. A simple cell consists of two electrodes placed in a container that holds the electrolyte. The simplest cell is known as either a galvanic cell or a voltaic cell. The galvanic cell is a type of electrochemical cell. It is used to supply electric current by transferring electrons through a redox reaction. A galvanic cell is an example of how energy can be produced using simple reactions between a few given elements. The mechanism of a galvanic cell is quite simple. It involves a chemical reaction that makes electric energy available as the end result. During a redox reaction, the galvanic cell utilizes the ability to separate the flow of electrons in the process of oxidation and reduction, causing a half reaction and connecting each with a wire so that a path can be formed for the flow of electrons through such wire. This flow of electrons is essentially called a current. Such current can be made to flow through a wire to complete a circuit and obtain its output in any device such as a television or etc. A galvanic cell can be made out of any two metals. These two metals can be formed the anode and the cathode if left in contact with each other. In addition, there are some functions of a cell. A cell works as the fundamental unit of the battery, or we can say that a cell is the building block of battery. A cell also works as an electrical power supply that supplies energy to a circuit. The other functions of a cell are to generate a potential difference and to provide sufficient energy to keep the current flowing. If energy obtained from one cell is not sufficient for the device, we can use many cells together in order to increase energy supply. In summary, the concept, the operation way, and the function of a resolver and a cell are very important to help us in comprehending the materials. A resolver is a rotary electromechanical device that operates according to the angular movement of the rotor towards the stator. The resolver can be used to convert the polar and Cartesian coordinates and has a wide variety of applications. Meanwhile, a cell is a device that transforms chemical energy into electrical energy. In its mechanism, a cell involves a chemical reaction called redox reaction that makes electric energy available as the end result. Furthermore, a cell works as the building block of a battery, and it also works as a power supply that supplies energy into a circuit. Thus, it is true that by understanding the concept, mechanism, and usage of these items, we can comprehend a lot better about the resolver and cell materials. That is the end of my presentation. I hope you guys enjoy watching it, and I apologize if there were some mistake in my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.